This is an IELTS sample answer. Keep practicing to build confidence. To try a mock test with these questions, watch our mock test video. The link to the PDF document is in the first comment. Want to improve your IELTS writing skills? Check out our new IELTS writing channel. Let's begin by discussing about currency. What currency is used in your country?
We use the Canadian dollar in Canada. It comes in both coins and notes. The largest note is $100. The notes are made of plastic, so they are colorful and durable in all kinds of weather.
Have you ever had to exchange money when traveling abroad?
Yes, I've exchanged money a few times when visiting other countries. I usually do it at a bank or currency exchange counter before I travel, just to avoid high fees at airports.
Do you prefer using cash or card when making purchases?
I prefer using my card. It's faster and more convenient, especially for contactless payments. I also don't need to carry much cash, which feels safer and easier when I'm out.
Have you ever collected foreign currency or coins?
Yes, I've collected coins from different countries as souvenirs. It's something small and meaningful to remember a trip by. I still have a small collection at home from places I've visited.
Is it easy to exchange currency in your country?
Yes, it's pretty easy in Canada. You can exchange money at most banks, airports, or currency exchange offices. Some people also use online services now, which are quite convenient.
Do you think using digital currency will become more common in the future?
Yes, I think so. Digital payments are already popular in Canada. With new technology and more people using apps or even crypto, physical cash might become less common in the future.
That's the end of part 1. Now we are going to move to part 2. In this part, you will have 1 minute to prepare and then speak up to 2 minutes. Describe a room you really like in another person's home. You should say where it is, what it is like, what you can do in it, and explain why you really like it.
I'd like to talk about my best friend Lily's living room. We've been close since high school, and she bought her own house about 3 years ago. It's in a quiet community near a lake, which already gives the place a peaceful vibe. The first time I visited, I instantly fell in love with her living room. It's a spacious room, which is over 300 square feet, and the most striking feature is the large floor-to-ceiling windows. Natural light pours in through them, making the whole space feel warm and cozy. From the window, you get an amazing view of the lake, especially at sunset. The decoration is modern but simple. The walls are painted light gray, and the olive green sofa adds a nice bit of contrast. She's also added some stylish touches like colorful cushions, scented candles, and framed photos, which give the room a really personal feel. We often hang out there together. It's the perfect spot to relax, have a coffee, share some cheesecake, and chat about life. One of the best parts is that she has a home theater system set up right in the living room. Both of us are huge fans of science fiction films, so we often watch movies there on weekend evenings. If I ever get the chance to buy my own house, I definitely want a living room just like hers. It's not only beautiful, but also full of comfort, laughter, and great memories. Every time I spend time there, I feel relaxed and completely at ease.
That's the end of part 2. Now we are going to move on to part 3. We'll continue discussing the topic of homes. What factors do people usually consider when choosing a place to live?
People usually look at things like safety, price, and location. For example, being close to work, schools, or public transport makes life easier. Families might want a quiet area with parks, while young professionals might prefer a lively neighborhood. Things like shops, hospitals, and even the overall vibe of the area matter too.
How has the design of homes changed in recent years?
Homes have become more open and efficient. These days, people love open plan spaces, natural light, and smart home features like app controlled heating. For example, small city flats often have clever storage and multi use furniture. Since more people work remotely now, having a separate space for a home office has become quite popular too.
Do you think it's better to rent a home or buy one? Why?
Both have pros and cons, but owning is usually better long term. You're building equity instead of just paying rent. For example, once the mortgage is paid off, you're free of monthly payments. But renting offers flexibility. If you change jobs or cities, it's easier to move. It really depends on your lifestyle and goals.
How does the cost of accommodation affect people's quality of life?
If housing costs are too high, people often struggle financially. For example, they might have to cut back on essentials like food or transport. Some even end up living far from work to afford rent, which means long commutes and less family time. Affordable housing helps people feel more secure and live more comfortably.
Should governments do more to make housing affordable? Why or why not?
Yes, governments should definitely do more. When housing is too expensive, people can't save or live comfortably. For example, building more affordable homes or offering rent support can help families live in better conditions. It also reduces homelessness. Housing is a basic need, so it's important that it's within everyone's reach.
That's the end of the speaking test. Good job.